So Donnie, tell me about your career, how you got started, and how did you get to where you are today?
A lot of good timing, a lot of hard work. And, John, when I first started working or started taking jobs, like even going back to many, many moons ago when I joined the U.S. Marine Corps, I always did things based on experiences. I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted to experience that. I came back and I tended bar because I wanted to experience that. I came out to Chicago, and my first day looking down on the open outcry and up in the visitors gallery at the different exchanges, I'm getting goose pimples right now, thinking about it again, looking at it and hearing the opening bell and getting close to the closing bell. And I was like, man, I want to experience that. I really want to see what that's like. And then I was approached to start a company called ThinkOrSwim many, many moons ago. And I wanted to experience what that was like, to start our own company, start our own brokerage firm, build our own trading platforms and everything that goes with it. And I love doing that. And we were acquired by TD Ameritrade, and I stayed with them, and I wanted to experience what it was like to be and work in a very large corporation. And I did that. I loved it. I met some great people. And then I took a seat on the bench because I had been going 150 miles an hour for about 20 years, and I needed to take a breath. And then I found out my golf swing wasn't going to get me on the PGA Tour. And my wife got pretty damn tired of me being at home all the time. So I started talking with a nice gent by the name of Tom Sosnoff, who we started ThinkOrSwim with. And we just started talking about opportunities in the financial industry. And, we talked about brokerage firms and clearing firms and new products coming out. And he said, hey, he goes on, what do you think about starting an exchange? I was like, all right, I never done that before. So we started talking about things, and he asked me to look at the rules and the requirements and what it takes to launch product and what it takes to get clearing, et cetera. And I took a little time, John, and I looked at all this, and I went and met Tom for breakfast, and he goes, well, can we do it? And I said, Tom, there is nothing here that we haven't done before, just in a different package. We could launch an exchange. We could get into business. And he asked me, he goes, well, you want a chance to change the world? I said, sure, I'd love that opportunity. And he goes, good. He goes, I'll see you next Monday at our office, and we'll get started. So it was quite an introduction to this world. It was tremendously challenging, John. I mean, there's not a ton of people lining up to start an exchange, let alone a futures exchange, but was able to get started, raise some capital, get the application in, get approved. The technology works, our regulatory world works, our operations work. And it made me immensely gratified of where we've come from where we started to where we are now and what we plan to do in the future. It's been a tremendous experience.
So what did it take to launch the small exchange during a pandemic? You delayed it for a while, right?
That's correct. So we finally get through the regulatory process. We get the notification. I get the letter. We're all super excited. And that week we had just moved into the new office space that we built out to run our exchange. So that day, all of a sudden, you start seeing that people will be staying home from COVID. People in the financial industry went to business continuity and disaster recovery plans. So here we are. We had to go to that. The first day in the office that we had all together was the last day in the office we had together. So we initiated our business continuity and disaster recovery plan. And, we started testing all of our systems and our functionality, and we saw that everything worked. People were comfortable working from home at that time. And then I started getting phone calls that, hey, look, we know you want to launch the exchange here, but we're all in disaster recovery mode. We have to make a request of you to delay your launch of the exchange for a period of time. And, I got to tell you, John, at first I was a little dismayed and very disappointed because we had worked up to this crescendo to launch the exchange. And then I was asked to stand down. And, after I thought about it, I talked with our board of directors, spoke to the regulatory authorities, and then spoke to our DCO, which was the Options Clearing Corp, and our clearing members, and they all agreed that it was probably a pretty good idea at that time until everybody got comfortable and everybody got their feet wet in the disaster recovery mode that they were in. And so I said, look, we'll delay launching the exchange for a couple months, and we launched it on June 1st instead of April 1st, as we had originally planned.
Tell me about some of the contracts that you did launch and have subsequently launched, and how they're doing, and where's their opportunity there?
All right. So the initial mantra of the small exchange was that we wanted to open up futures trading to the masses, very similar to what the options trading world did back in 95 through 2000. And we wanted to teach people the benefits of trading futures, just like we did with option trading. So when we launched our initial products, we submitted for a broad-based equity index, an FX index, a metals index, and we wanted to get those out, get our feet wet, get our product and our company introduced to the trading public. And then we moved on to a technology index, which we call the STIX, which we're pretty proud of. And the STIX is doing quite well, and hopefully will continue to pick up momentum as the technology world transforms our world. And then we turn the world on its head a little bit. So we launched 2, 10, and 30-year treasury products. But the difference with our products was they traded in yield. So in our eyes, you didn't need a map and a compass to be able to figure out how to trade a bond. If you bought a bond, if you bought a treasury, you simply wanted it to go up. There was no inverse relationship. And we did that with the 10-year and the 30-year to round out a good part of the trading curve, the treasury curve. So that one got launched, and those are very successful. They lead our league in open interest, which is great, very cost effective. And the retail traders and firms that we deal with have gravitated greatly towards them. The next product we launched was a small global oil product that reduced the size of the contract from the greater market tremendously. And we launched that product. That one's doing well. And then last but certainly not least, we launched our Smalls Cannabis Index, which is a representative of 21, as my friend Frankie Guberna says, 21 strains of the cannabis industry. It's made up of 21 different companies that are the growers, the producers, the planters, etc. And we're very, very proud of that one because it was the first equity cannabis future to be launched in the US. There had been several ETFs out there, but ours was the first futures product. Very similar to the Smalls Yield and the 2-year, 10-year, and 30-year. Those were very unique products to our exchange and very unique products provided to the trading public. So we really like the cannabis index. We can see my little guy behind me back here with pot futures. It's an old take on an old cigarette ad, etc. It's a lot of fun. It's a little Mad Men-esque, and we've got several other T-shirts in that respect too. And as people trade our products, trade the cannabis, our marketing guys have put together a pretty good plan to get swag in front of them and to distribute and to help grow our community that we have here at the exchange.
How does it work with the fees at the small exchange? Because that's kind of unusual as well compared to traditional exchanges.
So, John, with all of our products, look, we wanted all our products to be small, standard, and simple, so everybody could access them. That was very important to us. We standardized the tick sizes, the multipliers, and made it simple for people to understand, right? So the next thing that we wanted, and we've seen this for years. We've been in the brokerage industry, and the exchange fees, the market data fees that come out of the incumbent futures exchanges had been a burr in our saddle for a very, very long time. Look, there's no payment for order flow, et cetera, as such on the equity side of the house and the equity option side. So you have to charge something. But we've always felt very strongly that the incumbent exchanges just kept ramming things down our throats. And we wanted to be kind of love all, serve all. We wanted to open the doors to everybody to be able to access our products. So we came up with a rack rate fee schedule, 15 cents per contract. And we don't really want to make a big deal out of market data. We don't want to play the pro, non-pro game. So we know that market data is a hood ornament to get people to trade your markets. So the next thing we did is, well, how could we grow our community as a new business and extend our reach and extend cost savings to the general public? So we came up with this subscription offer, which is now going to be our community members. And for $100 for your lifetime, you will get reduced exchange fees. You'll be charged half of what our rack rate is. And then we want to make it so market data is free to these people for the rest of their days as well. Now, will that model always stick, John? Maybe not. We might have to make some changes to it. But for right now, that's our offer. We want to make everybody access to the futures market as inexpensive as we possibly could.
So let's go back to the cannabis contract for just a second. Who's using it, and how are they using it?
One of the things that had surprised us, we thought it would become a purely speculative product for the retail self-directed trader out of the gate, but it didn't turn out that way. Look, it's only been launched for a small period of time, but we're seeing our open interest grow in that daily. And what people are doing is using it for a cost-effective alternative to the equities market as an investment. Look, one of the biggest benefits of an index is you don't have to be a stock picker. You can trade, buy, sell the entire market with one trade, as opposed to being a stock picker, as I said. And we've come to learn that people are buying and holding the cannabis equities future as an actual investment vehicle, which is what the fourth leg of our journey here at the exchange. To drive open interest, we want to get to the advisory space. And as long as these retail customers keep buying and holding the open interest, we'll get there gradually. People are using it. Of course, we get our day traders, but the actual buy and hold investor is there. And as you know, in the futures industry, there's not a whole lot of restrictions that you get from stock trading. There's not the restrictive day trading rules that they have on the equity side of the house. You can go long or short. You don't have to do a short sell locate if you want to sell a futures contract, if you're a little bearish on the contract. So we've got the self-directed retail customer. We've been able to find a few customers that have a fairly large stake on the equity side, holding equity products, using our product to hedge. And then that product is also becoming not only a trading, but also an investment vehicle, which has been sorely missing from the futures industry for a very long time for the retail trader.
Okay. What are some of the other contract ideas that people have come to you with, and which ones do you like?
I don't think a day goes by that somebody doesn't email me some type of product and some type of idea for a product, whether it be an agricultural product, an event, a probability type of future. Digital assets, volatility indices, etc. I get hit with an awful lot of them. But there's a couple that have really caught my eye. I love probability and event futures. I think there is truly a space for that in this world. I love digital assets. I think regardless of where Bitcoin and regardless of where the regulators take the digital asset world, it will certainly become an anchor in our world and will continue to grow, flourish. May not look exactly the way it is right now, the way it does right now, but in 5-10 years, it'll have its own regime, its own regimen, and it'll be a big part of the daily life of many of us. I do like some ag products. I think they're a lot of fun, not only cannabis, but I do like soybeans. I like corn. I like so many products out there, John. And, there's so many. To pick 5 that we can work into our schedule and our product launch is challenging for us. But we're getting through that. We've learned how to build product, launch product, and market products. So we'll be launching a few more products here before the end of the calendar year, and then we'll work on next year's schedule.
All right. So how can people get started trading on the small exchange? What's the best path for them?
So for us, John, we are an intermediated market, meaning they can't come directly to us to open an account, but on our website, we've probably got 18 different brokers, 7 clearing firms. Right now, predominantly, most of our customers come from Tastyworks and Interactive Brokers and a smattering from other brokerage firms that we do business with. But you can go to any one of these firms on our website, open an account with them, and fund your account and begin trading just like any other brokerage account. The beauty of most of the firms on our website that we do a lot of our business with is you can trade your equities, options, futures, Forex, all on one trading platform and see all of your assets right there instead of having to jump through different screens. So we like those firms an awful lot. Well, we like them all, put it that way. But me as a retail trader, I like to see all my assets.
I've got a question back for Donnie around the small exchange, if he can take one off the cuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who do you view as your biggest competitor, Donnie?
Who do I view as our biggest competitor?
Are you a competitor with Robinhood because of the retail side? Are you a competitor with CME because of the future side? Are you a competitor with anytime they list? Like, just how do you position yourself amongst people where they're doing similar things, if not the same things?
So with our target market, Ed, with the self-directed retail customer, well, there's the CME, the ICE, the CBOE, and the options firms and the equity exchanges. But ironically, I view our biggest competition right now is the crypto exchanges.
Yeah.
They're the ones that can innovate faster. They don't have all the regulatory hurdles that we have. And competing for that self-directed retail trader is something that, because of their stature and their registration status and how they can take money directly, et cetera, there's a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I think that they're a bigger competitor than some of the incumbent exchanges. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, no, that's great. It's almost about access to, it's the product and then access to the right investor, target investor that makes the business click.